Today's a bit of a change of pace. I want to talk about how I acquired the Vampire business. Many years ago, we were getting all these requests for PC repair, and we were working with a charity who help people get back into work, who will be long-term unemployed because of disability, and they've been doing this PC repair training program. And the person that's teaching this, he said, you know what, I'd quite like to create a PC repair company. And I said, well, that's great. We've got spare office space. You can come and work from us, and that's great because we've got loads of leads we can give you. So he ran that for about a year, and he said, this is just taking up too much of my time. It's not really working. I don't really have time to do this. You can have the business. So great. So I acquired the PC repair business to go alongside my managed IT business. And it was very quickly evident that it was going to just sink my time, because even though the team were fairly self-sufficient, there were so many just random home user management queries that ended up coming to me to deal with problems, queries. And what I learned very quickly was, when you're in a business-to-business industry and you start doing business to consumer, it's a very different market, and it just used up way too much of my time. So I went, oh, that's it, we'll get rid of this. But what I learned from doing that was, if you're running a business where you're constantly having to dip in to manage stuff, not because the team are incompetent, not because there isn't processes and procedures, but because it's too complicated, that's not a great business. Ideally, you want a business where it will work whether you're there or not. And that's not always plausible. There's always going to be problems, and there's always things that you just can't fix. I know we had a laptop that needed a new screen. We changed the screen, still didn't work. So the customer was really pissed off. But it's just like, well, what are we going to do? We can't fix it. So obviously we didn't charge them. But the point was that sometimes problems are unfixable. And if you're, as a manager, spending a lot of time on those kind of problems, it's just exhausting. What can you do instead? Well, I think simplifying the business is really important. So in terms of what I do nowadays, most of my time is spent managing, encouraging, leading, making these videos to share my knowledge, both with more junior techie people and with managers like yourself. But when you find those problems in your business that are just sinking your time, that are very, very bespoke and require lots of complex interactions, that's a sign that you need to strip that bit out of your business, because it's not scalable. If you want to scale and grow your business, you need to eliminate all the exceptions. Another example of that is, when we sell equipment, we only sell a couple of brands and models of equipment. What we have, that's what we support. And yes, you can go and buy some PC in PC World, whatever. I talked before about the difference between residential business machines, but think about, how can I simplify what I'm doing to make it easier? So you can bring in technology which may simplify it, may streamline the process, but ultimately, every time you've got something complicated, an exception that's outside the norm, that's adding to the management load. So if you can reduce those, that's a really good idea for your business, because you don't want a vampire business. It's exhausting. Vampire clients that drain your time, vampire projects that drain your time, things that are never going to get finished, things that just constantly come back and back around and around again. You've got to find a long-term way of eliminating those. So yeah, just something a bit different today. I hope that's useful, but I'd love to know what you think and experiences you've had. Mention below in the comments. Thanks so much for watching. Speak to you soon.